We work hard, hustle, grind. But when was the last time you like really felt like you were playing hard?
Hmm, that's a good question.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of what led me to this whole like leisure coaching thing.
Yeah,
And let me tell you, it's a lot more interesting than it sounds at first.
it really is. It is.
We're so used to having coaches for, our fitness, our
Mm.
finances, careers, like basically every aspect of our lives,
Hmm.
but not really for like how to actually enjoy our free time, right?
Yeah, it's like we've forgotten how to have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this deep dive, we're going to be looking at some research we found about starting a leisure coaching business.
Interesting.
It's like imagine having a personal trainer,
Oh.
but instead of sculpting your like physique,
Mm.
they're kind of like helping you sculpt like a fulfilling and joyful life outside of work.
That's a good way to put it. That's a really key distinction, I think.
Yeah.
This isn't about productivity or achieving some kind of external goal. It's about rediscovering those activities that bring you genuine joy and like weaving those back into your life.
Yeah.
Even if you think you have, quote, no time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, in our always on, hyper-connected world,
Always on, yeah.
that's a skill many of us have just totally lost.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is leisure coaching?
Okay.
Is it really as simple as like someone just telling you to take up pottery or go on a vacation?
It's way more nuanced than that.
Okay.
It starts with like a deep understanding of the individual.
Right.
What are their interests, passions,
Mhm.
even those like hidden desires that they've maybe kind of pushed aside.
Yeah.
From there, a leisure coach helps you create a personalized leisure plan.
Okay, leisure plan.
Eh,
I'm picturing like one of those color-coded calendars with fun time like meticulously scheduled out.
right.
Tell me there's more to it than that.
There is more to it. Think of it like a roadmap for incorporating enjoyable activities back into your life in a sustainable way.
Okay.
Um, for some, it might involve like rediscovering old hobbies,
Yeah.
trying new ones.
Mhm.
For others, it could mean prioritizing travel
Yeah.
or connecting with their community in a more meaningful way.
This research even mentions like flow state.
Oh, yeah. Flow state.
That feeling of being completely absorbed in an activity.
Be in the zone.
Yeah, where time just seems to disappear.
Totally.
Apparently, leisure coaching can help you identify activities that facilitate that.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
Right.
It's not just about filling your calendar with random events. It's about finding those pursuits that really resonate with you
Yeah.
on a deeper level.
Okay, so it's more than just scheduling fun time.
Yeah,
So who are the people who could really benefit from this kind of coaching?
right.
I mean, initially I was like, do we really need help having fun?
Right, right.
But now I'm starting to see the potential.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who would you
Yeah.
say is like the target audience here?
So think about busy professionals.
Okay.
They're often like driven,
Hmm.
successful individuals who dedicate long hours to their careers,
Yeah.
but then their personal lives kind of suffer as a result.
Yeah.
Leisure coaching can help them reclaim their free time and rediscover those activities that bring them joy and help them de-stress.
It's like they've climbed the corporate ladder but forgotten how to enjoy the view from the top.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about preventing burnout,
Um,
although that's certainly a huge factor.
Yeah.
It's about helping them live a more balanced and fulfilling life overall.
The research also talks about retirees as a potential audience.
Yes.
It's interesting because you think, having all that free time would be a dream come true,
Right.
but it can actually be a difficult adjustment.
It can. It can.
What do you think about that?
Well, it can be quite a shock to the system.
Yeah.
For decades, their lives were structured around work and responsibilities.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, they have all this unstructured time
Right.
and might feel lost or unsure how to fill it in a meaningful way.
It's almost like they need to relearn how to be a beginner again, right? To explore new things without the pressure of achievement.
Exactly.
Leisure coaching can help them navigate that transition, right?
Precisely. It's about finding a new sense of purpose and identity outside of their former careers.
Yeah.
It could involve reigniting old passions,
Mhm.
pursuing new interests,
Yeah.
or even contributing to their community in a way they never had time for before.
So it's not just about filling empty hours. It's about finding that sense of purpose and engagement that makes life feel meaningful,
Exactly.
no matter what stage of life you're
No
in.
matter what stage, yeah.
That's great. And just imagine the positive ripple effects this could have, right?
Absolutely.
Not just for the individual, but for their families and communities as well.
For everyone. Yeah.
That's a great point. We've talked about busy professionals, retirees,
Hmm.
but I'm sure there are other groups who could benefit from this type of coaching.
For sure.
What about, like, people who've moved to a new city or even a new country?
Oh, yeah.
Starting over in a new environment can be exciting,
Of course.
but also overwhelming, right?
Very much so.
So how do you think leisure coaching fits in there?
Oh, that's another excellent example.
Okay.
Leisure coaching can play a crucial role in helping these individuals integrate into their new surroundings.
Yeah.
It's about more than just finding things to do.
Right.
It's about creating connections,
Mm-hmm.
building a sense of belonging,
Yeah.
and making that new place feel like home.
So instead of just feeling like a tourist,
Right.
you're actually like plugging into the community,
Yeah, plugging in.
discovering hidden gems, maybe even making new friends along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's not forget about those individuals who are, simply seeking personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
People who want to push their own boundaries.
Mhm.
Yeah. Explore new facets of themselves.
Right.
How do you think leisure coaching could help them?
Well, leisure coaching can provide the structure and support they need to achieve those goals.
It's like having a cheerleader in your corner, encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone and try something new.
A cheerleader. Yeah, I like that.
And who knows, maybe that one new experience could lead to a lifelong passion
Right.
or a completely unexpected adventure.
It happens. It happens.
Okay, so we've established that leisure coaching is about more than just filling your free time.
Yeah,
It's about intentionally designing a life you enjoy.
absolutely.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Right.
What does a, quote, leisure plan actually entail?
Okay.
Let's dive into that in our next segment.
Sounds good. Okay, so we've talked about the why of leisure coaching. Now let's delve into the how. The research we're looking at kind of breaks down the process into a few key phases.
Color-coded calendars aside, walk me through how this actually works. Where do you even begin to create a leisure plan?
Well, the first step is like a deep dive into you.
Okay.
This initial assessment phase is all about getting to know your interests, passions, even those like childhood dreams you've tucked away.
So it's like a treasure hunt, but instead of searching for gold, we're digging for buried passions.
Exactly. We're looking for those activities that truly light you up, the ones that make you feel energized and engaged. And importantly, we're exploring your lifestyle, and what's realistically achievable.
Because let's be honest, not everyone can just drop everything and go on a year-long sabbatical.
Right, right. A good leisure coach works within your constraints, whether that's time, budget, or even physical limitations. It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions intersect with your reality.
I'm also curious about the psychology behind this. You mentioned flow state earlier. Is there a specific framework for identifying activities that are likely to trigger that feeling of complete absorption?
There is. Positive psychology research has shown that flow occurs when we're engaged in activities that are challenging enough to hold our attention, but not so difficult that we feel overwhelmed.
Huh?
A good leisure coach understands this principle and can help you pinpoint those activities that strike the right balance for you.
So instead of just saying, hey, you should try painting,
Right.
they're asking questions like, what aspects of art have always intrigued you? What kind of creative outlet are you craving?
Precisely. It's about going beyond surface level suggestions and really understanding those underlying motivations and desires. And this is where the concept of a leisure plan starts to take shape.
Okay, so we've dug deep, unearthed some buried passions, and identified activities that might trigger that elusive flow state. What happens next? Does the leisure coach just like hand you a laminated schedule and say, go have fun?
Not quite. Remember, this is about co-creation and finding what works for you. The leisure coach helps you prioritize those activities, weaving them into your existing routine in a sustainable way.
So if I said, my dream is to write a novel, a leisure coach wouldn't just say, great, go write.
Yeah.
They'd help me break that down into smaller, achievable steps.
Exactly. Maybe you start with a daily writing goal of 500 words, or join a local writers group for support and accountability.
Yeah.
The coach helps you create a structure that fits your life and keeps you motivated.
That makes so much sense. It's about turning those big, sometimes overwhelming aspirations into actionable steps. And imagine this is where the progress tracking and adjustments come in, right? Life happens, schedules change, and sometimes those best laid plans need tweaking.
Absolutely. A good leisure coach doesn't just create a plan and disappear.
Mm.
They check in regularly, helping you celebrate wins, navigate setbacks, and make adjustments as needed.
So it's not about rigid adherence to a schedule. It's about finding that balance and flexibility that allows you to actually enjoy your free time without feeling stressed or pressured.
And it's about building that internal motivation so that eventually those leisure activities become seamlessly integrated into your life. No longer something you have to schedule, but something you genuinely crave.
That brings up another interesting point from the research. It mentions that leisure coaching isn't just about individual pursuits. It can also involve connecting with others and contributing to the community.
That's a crucial aspect. Remember those positive psychology studies we talked about? Well, they also highlight the importance of social connection and purpose for overall well-being.
So it's not just about escaping into our own little bubbles of fun. It's about finding those activities that allow us to connect with others who share our passions, build community, and maybe even make a difference in the world.
Exactly. Think about joining a hiking club, volunteering at a local animal shelter, or even starting a book club with your neighbors.
Yeah.
These activities provide opportunities for social interaction, purpose, and a sense of belonging, all of which contribute to a richer and more meaningful life.
It's like that African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Leisure doesn't have to be a solitary pursuit.
And who knows, maybe those shared experiences could lead to lifelong friendships or unexpected opportunities to give back to your community.
Okay, so we've explored the why and the how of leisure coaching. But this research also hints at something bigger. It talks about the potential for this to become a movement, even a business opportunity. Let's shift gears and delve into that aspect next.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about leisure coaching expanding beyond individual sessions
Yeah.
and into a wider societal movement. The research even suggests the possibility of leisure centers.
Oh, okay, now my mind is really blown. Leisure centers, what would those even look like? Would it be like a giant playground for adults?
Not exactly, though I wouldn't be opposed to a few adult-sized slides. Imagine a space dedicated to helping people reconnect with their passions,
Hmm.
explore new hobbies and connect with their community all under one roof.
So instead of rows of treadmills and weight machines, you'd have pottery studios, dance floors, maybe even a rock climbing wall.
Exactly.
And instead of personal trainers, you'd have leisure coaches guiding people towards those activities that spark joy.
Precisely. These centers could offer a diverse range of classes, workshops, and social events, catering to a wide variety of interests and skill levels.
Yeah.
It would be a place where people could try new things without feeling intimidated,
Right.
where they could meet like-minded individuals,
Yeah.
and where they could kind of rediscover that sense of play and exploration that often gets lost in adulthood.
I love that idea. It's like a community center, but with a focus on personal growth and fulfillment rather than just recreational activities.
And it aligns perfectly with, the growing awareness of the importance of well-being and work-life balance.
Right.
These centers could become valuable resources for individuals and families alike, providing a space to de-stress, reconnect, and recharge.
But let's be real for a second. Not everyone have access to, you know, fancy leisure centers or can afford one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, that's true.
So how can we make this concept more accessible to a wider audience?
That's a crucial consideration. One approach could be to integrate leisure coaching principles into existing community programs and resources.
Okay.
Libraries, community centers, even schools could offer workshops or classes on topics like stress management, mindfulness, and the importance of incorporating leisure into our lives.
And what about technology?
Mhm.
There are already so many apps and online platforms dedicated to fitness and productivity. Couldn't we create something similar for leisure?
Absolutely. Imagine an app that helps you identify your interests,
Okay.
suggests personalized activities based on your location and schedule, and connects you with local groups or events. It could even incorporate gamification elements to make the process of exploring new hobbies more engaging and rewarding.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
It would be like having a virtual leisure coach right in your pocket. So we've talked about the individual benefits of leisure coaching,
Right.
the potential for wider societal impact, and even some innovative ways to make this approach more accessible. But before we wrap up, I'd love to get a bit personal.
Okay.
What would your ideal leisure plan look like if you had all the time and resources in the world?
That's a great question. I have always been fascinated by ancient history and archaeology.
Oh, wow.
If I had unlimited leisure time, I'd travel the world,
Okay.
exploring ancient ruins,
Yeah.
learning about lost civilizations, and maybe even participating in an archaeological dig or two.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I could picture you now, Indiana Jones hat and all,
Uh,
unearthing some incredible artifact and rewriting history books.
hmm. Well, maybe not quite that dramatic, but I do love the idea of unearthing hidden knowledge and connecting with the past in a tangible way. What about you? What would be on your ultimate leisure agenda?
For me, it would be all about music. I've always wanted to learn to play the piano properly, not just plink out a few chords.
Yep.
I'd find an amazing teacher, dedicate hours to practicing, and maybe even try my hand at composing my own pieces.
I can already hear the beautiful melodies you'd create. And who knows, maybe someday we'll even get to hear you perform live.
That would be a dream come true. But even if we don't become, concert pianists or world-renowned archaeologists,
Right.
the key takeaway here is that we all deserve to have a little more joy and fulfillment in our lives.
Absolutely.
And leisure coaching, whether through individual sessions, community programs, or even, innovative technology, can provide the tools and support we need to reclaim our free time and rediscover those activities that truly make us feel alive.
I think that's a great point.
So if you're listening to this and feeling inspired,
Yeah.
I encourage you to take a moment and ask yourself, what would your ideal leisure plan look like? What have you been putting off that you could finally make time for?
And remember, it doesn't have to be anything grand or elaborate. It could be as simple as reading that book you've been meaning to get to, taking a walk in nature, or spending quality time with loved ones.
The important thing is to make a conscious effort to prioritize those activities that bring you joy and make your life feel richer and more meaningful.
So go out there, explore your passions, reconnect with your sense of play, and start designing a life you truly love, both inside and outside of work.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of leisure coaching. Until next time, keep playing, keep exploring, and keep rediscovering the joy of leisure.